Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube live stream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's !spawn, in the YouTube live stream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username, so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the live stream chat. Step 2. The draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage. Alright, welcome everybody. Great to see you. Very glad to have you here. I believe that we have, let me try. I got music. I don't know where it's coming from. Hang on. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, had music. I didn't know where it was coming from. Well, good to see everybody. Welcome, everybody. I have been working on Zorn's Dungeon like basically nonstop for the past 48 hours. I've basically not moved from this seat right here. Boar is praising the okay. We've got to handle a couple things right here. Let me put this up right here. Share screen. Let me get our screen up, the tavern up. Oh, we missed the super chat right there, the banner that came up on the screen. But there we go. Thank you very much, Stray. So we do have to fix Dave's and then Stray. We're going to put you in as well. So actually, I don't know if it's a permanent feature or not, but I grow it during when I go on vacation, I decide to grow a beard. I did that last year for the first time. So it comes in after the summer vacation for a little while. So we'll take care of that. There is a lot going on. One thing. I need to bring up one other thing because we've got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about in the change log tonight because, like I said, a lot has been going on. And so the one thing I did not do as I was sitting here trying to catch my bearings was bring up the change log because we now have MVPs in the blood cages. We finally got that working. That's one of many things. But then also, hey, if you are new here, hit bang spawn, hit the exclamation point spawn command. It's got a 30-second global cooldown. That will spawn you a level 0 character and put it over here in the tavern. Here we go. Now we should be showing it, right? Oh, nope. I didn't even brought this up yet. Okay, now I think I'm finally ready. Okay. So here's what has been going on. So here's our massive change log that's been going on. And get to everybody's comments. I see lots of comments coming by. But here's the change log. What's going to be different about playing tonight than it was the last time? Okay, first of all, known issue. The custom bot that monitors the live chat and handles super chats was not functional last stream. And that was causing some problems. I didn't realize that it wasn't functional until deep into the game yesterday, which is why that's the bot that manages to make sure that people who are live and chatting in the chat have priority drafts into the blood cage than people who do not, who are not here. And when that bot isn't operational, well, it doesn't know that anybody's in the chat. So that's what was going on. So some people may have missed that. But the problem was that my bot only has a certain number of API credits. And so it ran out of API credit, and that's why it had to wait until midnight that night to reset. And then, of course, I can use it again once its API credits reset. So I have got to look into how to get more API credits, if I've got to buy some or if I've got to request them or what I've got to do. So that's a known issue. I noticed right now that there's confirmation that my bot, this custom bot, is operational in the chat tonight. So it is working. Okay. But it's a known issue that sometimes it doesn't work, and I'm going to look at that at a system level with the Google API. Okay, Bloodcage MVP. Okay, characters can now earn a Bloodcage MVP badge. I changed what the name, or what the meaning of this badge was. It used to be Zorn spares the worthy, but I didn't really think that was badge worthy. I was trying to give a badge basically to PH. The kind of heroism that PH did in episode 5 needed a badge. And at the time, I was like, well, he got out by sparing the worthy, but I changed that. Now characters can earn a Bloodcage MVP badge. Only one MVP per cage. An MVP is not guaranteed per cage, and there won't ever be more than one, but there might not even be one. Okay, so if you're an MVP, then you will earn that badge. That makes it pretty rare. For the standout hero of the cage, that goes before your name and in all places. The life log of the character will now also include the MVP that you get. And I backfilled existing MVPs. So NVPs include a Battered Bounty Hunter, that was PH Arbex on June 11th. Alden Shieldbound, another one of PH's characters on June 11th. Bronze Bottom got one on June 24th. An Unwitting Man-at-Arms by Our Strange Meanderings on the 24th. A Scratched Squire by Facundo on the 25th. Boars, that's one of Stray's characters, on June 30th and July 10th. So he's done it twice. Ariste the Wanderer on June 30th and July 6th. A Superstitious Man-at-Arms, July 6th. A Chosen One on July 6th. That's the Tabletop Scholar. A Famished Blacksmith's Apprentice. That's SF on July 8th. A Wanted Blacksmith's Guard by Brent on July 8th. So all of those are in there now, and that has been backfilled. So we will get NVPs going on. Helmets now protect against stunned and staggered. If you're in a situation where you would be stunned or staggered, that does not come from a magical source, only a physical source. The helmet will dent and protect you from that. Channel members now show their membership shield in the game, whether or not they have a website account. I was only pulling those shields if you had logged into the website, and I didn't want that. I wanted all channel members to have their shields displayed. That is the truth now. We've got a lot of Zone of Control work right now. And actually, some of this was actually live the last time that we played, and I think you noticed that it probably produced a better-looking cage. Zone of Control, each character now has a zone of control that is based on the reach of their weapon, and moving into an enemy zone of control basically stops you and forces you to engage that person. If you are engagement locked with another person, then you have no zone of control. The zone of control is based on weapon reach. You will stop when it comes to the zone of control. Locked in melee has none. But when you move into the zone of control, if you can reach your target, then you may attack. Or if you can reach the one who stops you, then you may attack. Why wouldn't you be able to reach the person? Well, what would happen if the person who blocked you had a spear, blocked you 2 spaces out, and you only had a hand weapon that couldn't reach them into the spear? So that's one situation. We probably won't see that a lot right now, but that's possible. Okay, I said that this badge changed. The tavern has now been renamed to The Last Resort. Okay, The Last Resort is now the name of the tavern. If you are new here, the lore behind the game is that you are level 0 characters, destitute, downtrodden. Something's going really wrong in your life, and if you come to this fortress that is on the edge of the world's edge of the world's mountain, so basically, you know, what's perceived as the edge of the known world. At this fortress, Zorn. This is Zorn's fortress, and Zorn is a very powerful goblin sorcerer. And if you come to this fortress, then he'll take you in and feed you in the tavern. You can get a meal at the tavern and get shored up and things like that. Even if you can't pay for it, your payment is in fact fighting. You must fight in the Bloodcage. That's why level 0 characters cannot leave the tavern. They can only leave the tavern by being drafted into the Bloodcage. And so that's why it is now in universe the Last Resort Tavern. I worked on support casters and buffing, so they should do that better now. Smart monsters will walk around the zones of control. The creatures no longer move through squares occupied by living combatants. Approach, retreat, and repositioning paths all route around bodies. This, but monsters can still move through monsters, and heroes can still move through heroes. That's fine. The diagonal squeeze is the big deal. A lot of the times I was saying, you know, I think I'm seeing people cut through things diagonally that they shouldn't be able to do. And so you're not going to see, you can still move diagonally, but you can't squeeze between like 2 zones of control or 2 characters or something diagonally. You can't do that. So leaving melee also requires a disengagement roll. There aren't very many ways that you can leave, disengage. You can disengage. You can leave engagement lock. There aren't too many ways. But if you need to, there is a disengagement roll that allows that to happen. Phew. Okay, so that's the brief rundown. But I did put a link to this. This is on YouTube. It's in the on the post section if you want to read all of these and see what's going on. By the way, we now have 80 players. We now have 80 total players of Zorn's Dungeon. This is over here at zornsdungeon.com, and I am very pleased to report that YouTube has, or Google has finally approved the Google login on this page. So if you go to zornsdungeon.com and you want to manage your characters and everything else, go to zornsdungeon.com, go down here to roll a level 0 character if you have not logged in, or if you've already logged in, you can click log in. It's going to ask you to sign in with Google, just like any other website now that uses Google sign in. Make sure you choose the YouTube channel name that you were playing with here on the channel if it asks you. and then just continue through like any other one. And then it'll log you in where you can now see all of your characters and manage them, change their name at level 1, change their location, see the entire character sheet if you want to, and then also if you want to give you enough iron coins to make one of your characters a VIP for the night. So I'm very excited about that. That was one of the last things that was really going on in order to stop us from really promoting the game, because I didn't want there's this warning message on the site about Google hasn't verified this, hit advanced, whatever. So that's done now. I'm very pleased about that. So there we go. What's going on in the tavern? An oblivious dwarf miner Stray is here. A destitute gnome apprentice illusionist Stray is here. Renee is also VIP here. Resigned pilgrim. Okay, so SDK Fish. That's one of our first people who have been here for the first time. So welcome, SDK Fish. Saw you in the chat. You have a resigned pilgrim, I see. Now, where is my music? Right here. Am I getting this music? You should be hearing some music now. So you got a resigned pilgrim right there. What else? Roll to Win is back. SDK Fish also has a defeated blacksmith. Access your inner light. You rolled a cornered hedge mage. Nice job. Also a feverish woodsman. Tomocrat's been spawning. Tabletop scholar. SDK Fish, another sun-baked friar. Okay, lots of people spawning coming in. All right, wonderful. Let me take a look at the chat for just a few minutes, or just a few seconds, see what people are saying, and then we will go ahead and get playing. I don't think there's anything else that I need to say at the moment. Let's see. So, let's see. Scrolling through the chat for just a moment. Yeah, I know. I did sleep and I ate a little bit. Let's see. Yes. Oh, please do like the stream. You have to let me know when we get to 20 likes, because at 20 likes we get the gift, the blessing of the fairy, which will give everybody in the tavern 1 free temporary hit point. And you need temporary hit point, or you need hit points of all kinds. You'll take a temporary one. So if you have not liked the stream yet, please do like the stream. I see some people coming in under the VIPs right there. If you haven't liked the stream, please do, and shout at me in the chat when you see us go over 20, and we will do the blessings of the fairy, please. There was a magic missile last time. Oh, yeah. So another thing that's been going on is that there was a magic missile that was cast last time. I have been working on the first level spells. That's taking a lot of work. But I do have the first level arcane spells. So the wizard and the elf should have first level spells now. I don't have a complete log of what I put in there, but they do have first level spells now, which include magic missile. And we'll just have to see how they work. We're just going to see how they work. They haven't been live tested yet. We've seen a couple of them go by, but who knows? Consider a lot of the first level spells still to be tested right here. Oh, The Last Resort is a tavern name for Majesty Kingdom simulator game. Oh, I don't know that one. Let's see. Oh, Stray. Membership milestone of 40 months. A shivering fortune teller has been VIP'd. So thank you, Stray. Stray just hit the 40-month mark on the channel members. The channel members are incredibly important here because they are the ones who are going to make further development of this really possible. There's a lot more that I want to do. So thank you very much, Stray. Shivering Fortune Teller is now a VIP. Okay, let's also look at the infirmary. I'm sure we got some people in there, but other people have been dismissed. Brother Lester is still in there. 10 days. 10 days, 4 days, 2 days. I forget who it was that was talking about. Chosen One still has 5 days to recover. Healing is in real time in this. So when you're wounded, all wounds are when you're wounded, it's not a general HP pool. You actually take wounds, and you've got to heal these in the infirmary. The leaderboard, also one of the things that's happened is that we're going to have, if we have changes, we should be able to better see what kind of changes that we've got when we're looking at the leaderboard at the end of the show, especially. So we'll see how things change. Boars is still leading with 5 blood drops. As far as the blood drops go, number of blood drops. You get a blood drop every time you go through the Bloodcage. Boars is now leading. Look, and there's 2 MVP badges there right now. Boars is an epic level character. So is the Chosen One down here. All right. Well, now maybe that's it. Let's go to the holding cell and draft for the Bloodcage. We will go and fight in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Roll to win. You are in. An overwhelmed smuggler. Stray has a shivering fortune teller in. Sable Phoenix, Renee Dulac is in. That's 3 blood drops going for 4. Skidfish right here. An inexperienced elf minstrel. Oh no, I'm not seeing some map tokens right here. I'm not sure what's going on. John, I'll see if I can fix that. I'll see if I can get something on fixing that. John, a weather-beaten grave robber. Tomocrat, a fresh woodsman. The tabletop scholar, a vagabond herbalist. Your access your inner light, a feverish woodsman. You're in inner light. Made of meat, a blinking dwarf miner. You are in. Sarah, an unpolished town watchman. You are in. Mike Melanick, a tremulous gnome apprentice illusionist, is in. Brandon Campbell, a trembling town watchman, is in. We are calculating survival odds right now. If you want, Sable Phoenix says Renee needs to make it through. She's my own personal VIP. So if you want to put in a super chat, you have 1 minute and 20 seconds left to buff the character. Sable has done it, $6. Thank you very much, Sable. So that gets Renee 2 temporary hit points, +1 damage, and +2 to all saving throws in the game. So during this particular game that's next. So that's a one-time buff right there. Sable is in. Thank you very much. Let me see right over here if I can come over. Let me try one thing to try to get those map tokens showing, because we really want the portraits to be right there. Let me see if I can do that while we have another 42 seconds before we go in. We do have the odds calculated now. So roll to win has only a 27% chance of survival. That's not good. So that's a low chance of survival. Oh, the tabletop scholar, a vagabond herbalist, has only a 30% chance of survival. Wait a minute, I want to look at that in just a moment some more. But let me come over here and see if... Just 1 second. And okay, I am sending that to see if we can figure out why that is, because I really want to be sure that everybody's got the... It's much better when everybody has their characters on. Let's see. Sable says, so wait a minute. I didn't get Dave. I meant to, when we come back, I need to make sure, let me fix that in just a moment. Right now. Stray says, Sable credit for their main tune. Oh, he is buffed completely. He is completely buffed over there. Sable is completely buffed. We'll add that to Stray. Oh, Stray, right there. In fact, Stray, you have a leftover, so I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to put that on you because you have a leftover super chat. Dave over here, I really want to make sure that Dave gets in on the next one. Dave, a provincial pit gladiator who is rare. Oh, because he was trying to get in, and he sent in a super chat last time. So I'm going to make him at the very end, because the thing wasn't working. The bot wasn't working, and so I'm going to make sure that he gets in. That's a very rare character that will become a it will become a barbarian if he gets out. So Dave will fight with the provincial pit gladiator next, right there. All right. So let me see. Come on. I want We are looking for the sprites. We'll get some more music here. Sorry, I really want especially the new people to fight with the sprites, if I can. Otherwise, we might just have to go in like this. I hope everybody had a good weekend. How many likes do we have? Take that down. Anyway, let's take a look. While that's going on, let's take a look at the rest of the survival odds. So Mike does have a tremulous gnome apprentice illusionist who has 30% odds of getting out. And then Brandon actually has pretty good odds of getting out. He's got 72% chance of getting out. So yes, Access Your Inner Light says yes. This game is pretty violent then. Yeah, well, going into the Bloodcage, the level 0 character is. We haven't actually seen the red on the screen quite as much as we used to. We've been changing a bunch of things. So, let's see. Oh, come on. Just a second more, and we'll see. Likes at 11? Okay. Querying live holding cell character sprite fields. If this works, this will be great. Oh, come on. Oh, well, we might just have to go in and see if we can get up for the second stream. Come on. We've had this happen once before, and it was a relatively simple problem to solve. I was doing a lot of work on the database over the past 48 hours. It looks like the new people didn't pick up their map tokens. $13 likes. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, give me just a second more. I'm working on it. We do have two who have leveled in here, looking at these some more. Okay, so Renee is a leveled character, and so is Stray's a Shivering Fortune Teller. So those are level 1. Everybody else is level 0. So we have 47 total XP in the party. 2 leveled characters, 10 level 0, an average HP of 4. So we might be a little bit squishy right here. But 4 is still pretty respectable. I didn't get the thing working where it tells us how many fighters and how many wizards and so forth we have. But 4 is still pretty respectable. Just a few more seconds. We're going to try. Maybe another minute. Still looking for the bug here. Well, that's okay. Let's go over to the Bloodcage. Just go ahead and begin. We should be able to find that in a bit, though. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. We're not going to have the map tokens in here. Hopefully, we'll have some idle sprites, but I bet we won't. Let's open the cage. All right. Oh, yeah, we're missing. Yeah, we're still missing in here. Okay, so a blinking dwarf miner made of meat, you're up front. A trembling town watchman, Brandon, you're up front. Then an unpolished town watchman, Sarah, you're up front. A feverish woodsman, access your inner light, you're up front. Okay, next up, a weather-beaten grave robber. That's the second line. That's John's. Roll to win, an overwhelmed smuggler. You're in the second line. An inexperienced elf minstrel. SDK, you're going to be on the second line. First time in the Bloodcage, you are on the second line. A fresh woodsman, that's Tomocrat. Second line right there. Renee, Sable Phoenix, back row. So this is the character we're looking out for. Sable is going for 4 blood drops, trying to get through a 4th Bloodcage, fully loaded right there. A tremulous gnome apprentice illusionist, Mike right there, back row. A shivering fortune teller, Stray, back row. A vagabond herbalist, tabletop scholar, back row. We are fighting 14 monsters with only 1 white ape. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'm going to turn this off right here. And then let's go to the Bloodcage. You should be hearing the Bloodcage music and should be able to hear the sound effects as well. So, all right, let's go. Let us go. Feverish Woodsman, access your inner light, is going toward goblin number 3. Feverish Woodsman attacks the goblin, opens up for 2 points of damage on the goblin. Not quite enough right there, leaving the goblin with 1 hit point. Now, goblin number 4 is coming up on a Feverish Woodsman. Feverish Woodsman takes 4 points of damage. 1 is turned aside with stamina, and then takes 3 actual points of damage right there. Goblin number 2 comes up toward the trembling town watchman right there, Brandon. Brandon takes 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound, but he does pass his death check. Very nicely done right there. You'll also notice that we have some new cards up there at the top that are actually showing the current inventory status. I can't guarantee that the sprites accurately represent Shivering Fortune Teller casting Sleep. Sleep falls short. Oh, was unable to put him to sleep right there. Nice try. That was our first attempt at casting Sleep. White Ape throws a rock at Inner Light. Oh, 2 points of damage to the Feverish Woodsman. Access your Inner Light has fallen. I'm sorry about that, Inner Light. Inner Light has dropped. Your first time in the Bloodcage as well. That's the life of a level 0 character. Bang spawn again. We'll get you in on the next one. Oh, Cave Imp comes up on Made of Meat. A critical hit on this dwarf miner. 3 points of actual injury. 3 out of 6 points of damage remaining. Feverish Woodsman is now moving in toward goblin number 2. 1 point of damage to the goblin. The sprites, I can't guarantee, are actually holding all the right weapons. That's why I put that card up there at the top, which accurately reports the inventory of the characters. Roll to Win's Overwhelmed Smuggler now comes up to goblin number 2, hits him for 3 points of damage, and he drops. That was with a short sword. 10 PCs up, 13 monsters up. Blinking Dwarf Miner. Made of Meat's Blinking Dwarf Miner comes in on Cave Imp, impales him for 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. The Cave Imp lets out a final snarl and falls. Goblin Runt number 1 now coming into a fresh woodsman. This is Tomocrat. Goblin Runt comes in, 2 points of damage on Tomocrat. 1 is taken by stamina, and 1 goes to health for a minor wound. 10 PCs up to 12 monsters. Ratkin Mongrel now coming up to Tomocrat's fresh woodsman. Hit for 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Renee. All right, here we go, Renee. Renee, Sable Phoenix from the back. What is he up to? He sees the Ratkin Mongrel, enters the hits the Ratkin Mongrel on the flank. 4 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Ratkin Mongrel drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Kobold Crawler number 3, sees Renee and wants to throw. So throwing the dart, Kobold Crawler throws at Renee. Renee Dulac takes 3 points of damage. 2 is turned aside. 1 taken as injury. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is coming. May have to, I don't know. It's 10 PCs to 11. Okay, Slimeling moves toward Renee Dulac. Renee takes 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Okay, Renee is now at 4. We got to get Renee out of there. Come on, characters. We got to defend Renee. Unpolished Town, goes the other way toward the Goblin Runt. Goblin Runt takes a puncture wound for 5 points of damage, a major piercing wound that drives deep. Access Your Inner Light says this is silly fun. Yes, it is. And I got well, I'll tell you what's more coming. Okay, Goblin Runt, rather, coming up to the Fresh Woodsman Tomocrat is hit for 2 points of damage. Life leaves him. Zorn holds the archers. Okay, there will be no arrow storm this time. Kobold Crawler moves toward an unpolished town watchman. This is Sarah's character. Kobold Crawler throws, hits an unpolished town watchman for 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. You can take that kind of damage from a kobold dart. Okay, Tremulous Gnome. This is Mike's character. Mike is in the back. What is Mike going for? Oh, Mike comes up and wants to help out Renee. Heading toward the Slimeling. The gnome casts. He casts poison spray at the Slimeling. Here we go. Slimeling is struck for 2 points of damage. A minor poisoning wound right there. Hey, can you poison some slime? I guess you can. Goblin. Who's the Goblin coming to? Goblin's coming up toward Made of Meat's Blinking Dwarf. Oh, but intercepted, I told you, zone of control, by an unpolished town watchman. Gores him. Sarah's character now down to 1 hit point only. Goblin Runt number 2. Oh, wants some Renee. Coming all the way up to try to attack Renee. 2 points of damage on Renee Delac right there. Renee is down to only 2 points of damage remaining. Okay, unpolished towns. Oh no, this is the kobold who's coming up to Sarah's character again and wants to throw. 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. An inexperienced elf. This is SDK Fish looking at Goblin number 3. Oh, casts Firebolt at the Goblin. Goblin reels from 1 point of damage, but that is enough. No problem right there. Goblin hits the stone and doesn't rise. So how are we looking right now? We've got 8 PCs up to 9 monsters. 8 to 9. This is oh no, Goblin is coming up to Renee. Oh no, Goblin is coming up to Renee. No, retargeted to Blinking Dwarf Miner. Retargeted to Blinking Dwarf Miner, who took 6 points of damage from Goblin number 1 from his crude spear. Made of Meat, I'm sorry, you are dead, but you took that blow from Renee. You intercepted the attack on Renee and died as a result. So Renee is still up. Tabletop Scholar moves toward Goblin Runt. Herbalist comes in on the flank. Poison Spray suffers 4 points of damage. Goblin Runt number 3 drops. Goblin Runt goes down permanently. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Okay, so the goblins are standing by the crank. Hey, Axebeard. Welcome, Axebeard. Wonderful. We got a new player tonight. Axebeard has just spawned a flinching cultist. Okay, so the weather-beating grave robber comes up to Goblin number 1 and puts down Goblin number 1. Do we still have that ape in the background? Oh, no, the ape is still there. Round 2. All of that was all just round 2. Goblin Runt. Oh, no, Goblin Runt is now coming into Renee. Renee is right by 1 point of damage. Renee is still up. Lunar Sanctum is just coming in. Wonderful. We got new players tonight. An overwhelmed smuggler, roll to win, coming up towards Slimeling, setting upon the Slimeling on the flank. Slipe lands on the Slimeling, but the Slimeling resists bludgeoning. I believe that was bludgeoning damage, and so there was no damage that was done. Kobold Crawler coming into the rear of an overwhelmed smuggler. This is Roll to Win's character. Hit for 1 point of damage only, even though taking a dart from the rear. Let's see here. Come on, we got to clear those characters out in front of Renee. Kobold Crawler number 2 comes up on Roll to Win's rear again. 1 point of damage again. He's like got darts sticking out of his back and his butt and everything like that. But he is still up. Only minor wounds there. Inexperienced elf SDK comes up, shoots firebolt at the Goblin Runt, shoots at Goblin Runt. 1 point of damage to Goblin Runt. Not enough to drop it. We really needed Goblin Runt to die right there. See, now, Rene Dulac waves resistance. Oh, goes for resistance around the Grave Robber. Only a 1 point character right there. Rene, okay, now, Tremulous Gnome Apprentice, looking at Slimeling again, wants to take it out. Oh, he's got another Poison Spray coming in. Poison Spray coming to Slimeling. 1 point of damage, a minor poison wound. I think that was good because I don't think the Slimeling had actually acted this round yet. So I think we might have taken him out just in time. Oh, the portcullis! A Ratkin Gorechild lurches into the cave behind the heroes. Ratkin Gorechild coming in. It is now 7-7. The Ratkin Gorechild looks at SDK Fishes, an unexperienced elf minstrel, slashes him for 2 points of damage. That elf has lots of hit points, 6 points of damage, so he is still up. But we do have a Ratkin Gorechild in behind this. It is now 7-7. White Ape now comes on Roll to Win's Overwhelmed Smuggler. 4 points of damage. Dropped. Finally, that took 4 point moderate bludgeoning after 2 minor piercing wounds down to -2 hit points. He is out of here. A Shivering Fortune Teller. Okay, Stray is now looking at Ratkin Gorechild, trying to cast Sleep. We have not got Sleep going here. I told you some of the level 1 spells are still kind of under testing. Kobold comes into the Vagabond Herbalist, 1 point of damage. Which was all it took. The Tabletop Scholars Herbalist only had 1 point anyway. That's the life of a level 1 character. Level 0 character, rather. Level 0 character with only 1 hit point. Okay, where are we? We are still in round 2. Goblin 4 looks at John. Goblin number 4 looks at John with his crude spear. The Grave Robber suffers 1 point of damage. Oh, is that another 1 point level 0 character? I think it was. So that's probably why we had some terrible chances of survival for some characters. Low HP. Okay, here we go again. Shivering Fortune Teller. Come on, you've got to target. Now, how many times? Oh, something is not working. I am sorry, Stray's Fortune Teller. Ratkin Gorechild, an experienced elf Gorechild, comes up on the elf minstrel for 5 points of damage. This time, the experienced elf minstrel is dropped. Three PCs to 7 monsters. 3 PCs to 7 monsters. Oh no, White Ape is now coming around to Rene. White Ape strikes from behind. Oh no, critical expert, critical damage here, a tremendous bludgeoning wound. But Rene Dulac is down, unconscious, but death has been cheated. Rene is down. Tremulous Gnome Apprentice wants some White Ape. Going to gas him? No, jabs at the Gorechild instead. 1 point of damage to the Gorechild. Goblin. Where's the Goblin looking? Down at Stray. Shivering Fortune Teller takes no damage. Only 1 stamina point burned right there. Kobold Crawler now coming up to Mike. Going to have to use his long knife this time. Coming in with a long knife, but on his flank. 2 points of damage. The Kobold Crawler was not able to put Mike down. Okay. We are getting close here. Okay, Goblin Runt coming down to Stray. Goblin Runt coming down to Stray. Weathers a strike on the ward. Temporary HP lost, but there is no wound there. Okay, Kobold Crawler number 3. Also now coming down to Stray. Is this Kobold going to be able to throw? Is he even going to be able to get there? No, he's not going to be able to get there. Kobold Crawler number 2. Also looking at Stray down there in the corner. What is he going to do? Is he going to be able to cut across? Does he have enough movement points? He does not. Does that end round 3? Zorn spares the worthy. Zorn spares the worthy. Renee got out. 2 souls walk out alive. Zorn likes what he saw. You fought hard enough. 2 souls walk out alive. 2 are hauled out unconscious. There we go. That was intense. That was intense. Renee got out. That's going to get Renee the 4th blood drop. So nice job. Nice job. Level 1 got out. So there we go. Let's turn the winch. So we're now in the winch room. We're going to bring up the corpses and the injured bodies right here. Sable Phoenix, Renee Dulac, now has 4 blood drops, despite being incapacitated when he came out. Brandon Campbell's Trembling Town Watchman was also incapacitated when he came out. Stray came up alive, and then Mike came up alive as well. Let's deploy Goblin Medics. Like I said, there is no general hit point pool in this. All wounds are taken individually. So that means that you can try to treat each wound individually. And so the Goblin Medics, but Renee is seriously hurt, and the Goblins were not able to help. Mike got a hit point back. Renee is going to be in the infirmary for a while after that. Let's go to promotions. Did anybody earn a promotion? Let's find out. Nobody that was up actually earned a promotion. So it looks like, because everybody, so everybody was at least level 1 when they came in, it looks like. Oh no, Brandon only, no. Brandon, now here's something we haven't seen before. Brandon's Trembling Town Watchman is at -1 XP, -1 XP. So he didn't quite make it. He might be the first level 1 character or level 0 character that made it out of the Bloodcage. I might fix that because I was trying to say that, hey, once you get out of the Bloodcage, you need to be at least level 1. So I might, and I thought I had taken care of that. That's the first time we've ever seen that. But okay, let's sort and dismiss. We're back around to the tavern now. Now remember, after you get through, you are sent to the stable, actually. If you get through, you are sent to the stable. The stable is your safe place. If you're in the stable, you cannot be drafted to another fight. You can't be drafted into the Bloodcage again. If you want to, Sable asks, how do you even get negative HP? All level 0 characters start at -10 HP. You got to get 10 HP to get to 0 to become a level 1 character. So everybody starts at -10 HP when they're drafted. Can I rename your fortune teller Rio? A shivering fortune teller right here. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Name it Rio. Bang name. Dog tag Rio. Should do that right there. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So if you want to, hey, remember now you can also, the command if you're new here is Bang Char. If you hit Bang Char, that's going to give you, oh, hey, Dave, I've got you in. You're about to fight as a super VIP because you sent a super chat in last time. So Dave, I've got you in. If you hit Bang Char, then you, hey, Mrs. Dave, if you hit Bang Char, like you just saw right here, where did I hit that? Well, let me do it again. Bang Char. Chat's moving fast. Right there. If you hit that, you're going to get a report of all of your characters. Exclamation point. It's not bang. The bang is an exclamation point. Exclamation point Char. Exclamation point Char. You get a report of all of your characters. If you have characters in the stable and you want to move them to the tavern, hit Bang T. Bang for tavern. Bang T space all. Hit Bang T space all. And that will move all of your characters from the stable over to the tavern so that they will be eligible to fight again. If you want to move them back to the stable to be safe, you can hit Bang S for stable all. Remember, level 0 characters can't move out of the stable. Can't move out of the tavern. Level 0 characters can't move out of the tavern. And so the system takes care of that for you. If you say Bang S all, Bang S space all, level 0 characters will remain right here. Give me just a second to see if I can come up with something to get everybody's new characters in here. Get the graphics working. Let me paste this to try to get a correction right here. I may not be able to deploy a live fix, but I can backfill. Let's see. Just 1 second while I try to get this working. Okay, there is one thing I want to do. There's something new I have tonight. You might have taken a look at the thumbnail right here. So a provincial pit gladiator. Dave, that's been super VIP'd in. So your rare pit, we got to try to get this pit gladiator out because there are not very many barbarians. So we got to get the barbarian through this so that Dave can have a level 1 barbarian. Because it wasn't working right last time I super VIP'd you in right there. We got lots of VIPs coming in. Mrs. Dave looks like spawned again. Oh, spawned a starless, bottom 2 percentage points right there. Hey, okay, let's see if this works. While we are trying to see if things can get working, I'm going to turn this off because I do have some help unlooked for tonight. Let's see what happens right here. Let's see what goes wrong. What is going on? There seems to be some help. A small hand is reaching out from the dark to try to help you from the corner of the winch room. And who is it? Oh, it's the fairy. Hero of the cage, you bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this. I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate than you still on it, but it was all I could find. Use it well to become the hero I know you can be. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Dave, the fairy gave you an old shield. Your mended temple initiate just got an old shield. Tomocrat's foolhardy torchbearer got a rickety shield. Flying Dominion's rain-soaked torchbearer got a dirty shield. BGD, a bloody helm for the makeshift town watchman. Mushroom Pumpkin, mint chocolate ice cream, got a rust-cover shield. Toxic XY Gamer, a driven torchbearer, a fairy has given you a damaged shield. Brent, an overborne torchbearer, you have received a rusty shield from the fairy. A blood-stained helm goes to Wolfgar, an overzealous squire. The destitute pit gladiator, Mike, gets a wolf-chewed helm. Oh, how appropriate, a wolf-chewed helm. An ill-kept helm for Ferris right there, his barbarian. So you were wondering how you could potentially get back some helmets and shields that were used during the Bloodcage. And so here's one way, the gift of a fairy. I've implemented the gift of a fairy. Now, there are going to be other ways for you to buy equipment and things like that. But yeah, you know what? You did lose some helmets and some shields in the Bloodcage. You got your health back, and the spellcasters got their spells back. So I decided that sometimes we might have a fairy here who can give out some gifts. So there we go, right there. Let me check just 1 second. I just saw we had a new person. Oh, Corvy, welcome. Thank you so much. Let me go over here to the tavern. Welcome so much. Welcome. Thank you so much, Corvy. And for $4.99, I'm so glad you're here. We're still getting this underway here, so it's fantastic to attract new people. Thank you so much. Glad you are here. I believe. Oh, look. So that generated for Corvy an Outcast Dwarf Armorer's Apprentice. Thank you so much for the super chat. And it also VIP'd it for you. So, Corvy, you're going to be in the next Bloodcage because you're a VIP. So you're going to be fighting in the next Bloodcage. So stay tuned. Hey, let me look one more time at our trying to fix the graphic problem right here. I backfilled some things, but we are still looking Let me try one more thing. Oh, we just had access your inner light spawn again. Let me go right over here. I'm going to run this again. All right. Well, everyone should have to see what we got now. I will continue to check on that as we go. So I'm sorry that we're missing some graphics tonight. I'm sorry. I was doing lots of work, so there's a lot of stuff going back. There are 17 likes on the stream. Hey, can we get to 20? If you're here, try to get us to 20, and we'll put on the blessing of the fairy to everybody here in the tavern. Can we do that? Because that will give everybody a +1 temporary hit point, and as you can see, we needed it right there. Oh, just a thought. Consolation prize, Bacon's helm. No, you don't need to do anything other than hit bang spawn again. Exclamation point spawn, Corvy, because the life of level 0 characters is kind of cheap. They go fast. So here in the Bloodcage, you're going to need more than one character. So you can definitely type bang spawn once again. There is a 30-second global cooldown. So if you bang spawn, it doesn't work, just try again. But go ahead and make up some characters so that you've got a stable of them. Access your inner light says, is there any healing magic yet? Yes, there is some very light healing that is level 0. We're going to have some, once the clerics get some level 1 spells, we'll have some more. But most healing, we took out critical care out of the game. If you look at some of the earlier streams, critical care, which was non-magical healing in the cage, really wasn't working the way that we wanted it to. And so we ended up taking it out. I'm going to check one more time on our problem right here. Let me try to fix this. Oh, let me run this. Got more information on our sprite problem. Okay, we're expecting portraits to be returned now. Okay, we will see. If they don't, we will try it again. Let's go to Bloodcage number 2. We're doing 4 Bloodcages tonight. So let's go ahead and go to Bloodcage number 2. Let's go to the holding cell. So if you're new here, our spawn priorities are as follows. All super VIPs, which we gave one to Dave, who've got to get out this round, is a super VIP, so he'll go in. Then VIPs will go in. You're still only supposed to have one character per Bloodcage. So if you have more than one VIP, we're just going to pick one VIP for you. Then anybody who is actively chatting in the comment section gets priority. We've got a bot that's listening. So if you are chatting, if you're here and you want to play, make sure that you go ahead and chat and say something. That way the bot will know that you're here and you'll have priority after the VIPs. Then we'll draft from everybody else. So that's how we go here. How many likes do we have? Do we get to 20? Can we get to 20 before the third Bloodcage? Can we get to 20 before the third Bloodcage? We really need to. Okay, let's draft the party. In 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we will go and fight. If you send in a super chat now, you'll be able to buff your characters. Dave, all right. Dave, a provincial pit fighter. This is a rare character. Only one in about 354 spawns get you a pit fighter. The adjective doesn't matter there, but the pit fighter is very rare. He'll become a barbarian. We have not seen very many barbarians. Stray, a destitute gnome apprentice illusionist, is going for a second blood drop right there. So this character survived a Bloodcage on June 29th. Let me take this down. Corvy. Okay, so Corvy, an outcast dwarf armorer's apprentice, is in. Oh, hey, look, I'm seeing all of the. It looks like it worked. The new people who have spawned look like they have their character portraits now. So okay. On-stream fixes did work. Corvy, you are in, an outcast armorer's apprentice. Tomocrat, a foolhardy torchbearer, going for a blood drop right there. The Tabletop Scholar, a green town militia. You are well starred, which puts you in the top 12% of all ability scores. Axebeard, you are in. Axebeard 13, a flinching cultist. You are in. Welcome. I like seeing new people here in the Bloodcage. Roll to win. A lowborn mountebank. Roll to win is going for a second blood drop right there. SKD Fish, a battered pilgrim, is coming in. Maid of Meat, a hollow-eyed poacher. Mrs. Dave No F's, a downtrodden locksmith's apprentice who is starless, bottom 2%. and also uncommon. So uncommon, but also bottom 2% of all ability scores. Ability scores are rolled 3d6 straight down, 3d6 straight down the line. This is old school play. Sable Phoenix has a fell-handed fae. Fell-handed fae. I was like, a fell-handed fae. No, fell-handed fae. This is a named character. Once you hit level 1, you're able to name your characters. So Sable Phoenix has fell-handed fae in here. Lunar Sanctum M9V has a Shabby Friar in here. Okay, so I think we might still be... so now we have calculated odds. Oh my God, Dave has a low chance of survival. Oh, Stray has gifted a Warrior of the Geekverse membership. Thank you. Thank you. So who got that? We need to do that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it was Jal. Jal received a Warrior of the Geekverse membership. Thank you. Thank you very much, Stray. So that also means that it was listening then. Jal just got a character who is a Hesitant Squire and VIP'd in. And then also Stray got a new VIP character as well. So thank you very much. Very generous. Okay, Sable Phoenix is throwing in right here for YVJJ. FYVJJ. Okay, Dave. Okay, so yeah, he's fully loaded. Okay, you got him. He is fully loaded. And then is your character fully loaded? So we got that too. Sable. That should load fully 2 people. Yes. Okay, Sable. That fully loaded you. You fully loaded and you fully loaded Dave. So there you go. Faye is my only fell-handed character. Buff her and that barbarian. That's exactly what's going on. So Dave has been fully buffed, and then also Sable Phoenix's fell-handed Faye has been going on. All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. We are now, we're full. Hopefully the idle sprites are in there, but who knows? Here we go. All right. Let's go to the Bloodcage. It is time to fight. It is time to fight. Open the cage. Might need more water. Okay, what are we dealing with right here? Okay, it's 12 to 12. This is 12 to 12 and only one ape. Only one ape. 12 to 12 with only one ape. Oh, I do want to tell you, people have been asking, I want more ability to control your character while you're fighting. And I just want to say, I've been hearing you, and one of the things that I was working on over the past 48 hours was a way to actually have you have more control over your characters during the fights. Okay, I have been working on that, and I wrote a lot of code to do that, but I have not tested it yet. I didn't get to test all of that tonight. So I'm going to be working on testing that over the next few days. Obviously, we're still working out a few bugs right here, but let me tell you, I was working on a way to actually control your character during the fight. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. You're going to love it. If that works, all of a sudden, Zorn's Dungeon is going to be taken to a whole new level. It's taken to a whole new level. Okay, 12 to 12, 12 to 12. So first up on the row, a Greentown Militia, the Tabletop Scholar, also on the front row. Okay, Corvy, you are on the front row, an Outcast Dwarf Armor's Apprentice, front row. A Foolhardy Torchbearer, Tomocrat, front row, looking for a second blood drop. A Provincial Pit Gladiator, that's Dave down here on the front line. So that's where the Barbarian should be, but we got to keep him alive. Okay, a Downtrodden Locksmith's Apprentice, Mrs. Dave, no F's, that's second line. A Lowborn Mountebank, roll to win, going for your second blood drop, that is the second line right there. Fell-handed Fae, second line, right beside you, Sable's Halfling. A Hollow-eyed Hollow-eyed Poacher, made of meat, that concludes our second line. Third line, a Destitute Gnome Apprentice Illusionist, Stray. A Shabby Friar, Lunar Sanctum, welcome to the Bloodcage, third line. A Battered Pilgrim, SKD Fish, third line. And then a Flinching Cultist, Axebeard. That rounds out the third line. It's only 12 to 12. All right, let's see what happens. 16 people watching, it says. Tabletop Scholars, Greentown Militia moves toward Goblin number 1. 2 points of damage to Goblin number 1. Goblin number 4 now targets a Greentown Militia, steps up to his flank, comes in on the flank, goes for 4 points of damage with that crude Goblin spear into his side.
2 hit points left. Cave Imp number 1. Cave Imp is now up. Also looking at Tabletop Scholar. Cave Imp number 1 is coming in with its claws, sweeping in on the flank again. 2 points of damage. That is enough to drop Greentown Militia. The Greentown Militia of the Tabletop Scholar. I am sorry about that. Member for 1 month right there on the channel. Let's see. Goblin number 2 comes in to a foolhardy torchbearer, sets her shield and absorbs the goblin's strike. Chips fly from the shield, but the hit is completely absorbed, so no damage right there. Nice job. White Ape is now looking at the outcast dwarf armor. Corvi, you're being targeted by a White Ape's boulder right there. The armorer's apprentice is hit for 4 points of damage. You had 7, so you're at 3 of 7 health points right there. Okay, Cave Imp number 2 looking at Dave. Oh, Cave Imp number 2 now coming at Dave. Deflected. A provincial pit gladiator scratches, strikes clean. The shield does its work. There is 0 damage taken. Nice job, Dave. So the pit gladiator is still working. Oh, and he turns around to this Cave Imp. 4 points of damage to the Cave Imp with a short spear, skewers the Cave Imp and drops him right there. Nice job, Dave. Nice job. That's what happens when you fight a pit gladiator. Kobold Crawler number 3 is moving toward a foolhardy torchbearer, Tomocrat, throwing a dart. The dart comes up, hits 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound to the foolhardy torchbearer. Come on, I want to see the party just completely dominate this one. Just come on, let's just roll over them. 11 PCs to 11 monsters. The poacher is now coming up to goblin number 2. 1 point of damage to goblin number 2. And he backs up. The poachers like to do that. That's better than running forward. Okay, Gremlin now is targeting Corvi right here. Coming in, Gremlin with his jagged knife comes in. 1 point of damage, but that is whittling down the dwarf. Total of 5 points of damage taken. It is now the foolhardy torchbearer's turn to turn around to this goblin right here. Goblin is pierced for 7 points of damage. A tremendous piercing wound. Drops that goblin right there. Nice job, Tomocrat, the foolhardy torchbearer. Excellent job. Now, Fell-Handed Fae looks up there toward Cave Imp number 1. Going to be able to do it? Oh, no. Coming up here to goblin number 4 instead. Makes more sense. And gores that goblin for 6 points of damage. Gores it for 6 points of damage. There you go. Goblin expires on the cold stone. That's how Fell-Handed Fae does that right there. Drops it right there. 11 PCs to 9 monsters. Now we have the destitute gnome apprentice illusionist coming up to poison this Cave Imp to death. 2 points of damage on the Cave Imp. That is enough. Cave Imp drops. Goblin number 1 targets the destitute gnome apprentice. Jabs. 2 points of damage. Stray. 2 points of damage to your gnomish illusion. Zorn readies the archers. Oh, we might have to fight through, might have to take an arrow storm this time. 11 to 8. But can we kill before the portcullis opens? We will see. Battered Pilgrim, SDK, wants some White Ape. Not going to be able to get there, though. So instead, hits Goblin number 3 with his staff for 1 point of damage. Lowborn Mountebank, roll to win, coming in toward the Gremlin. 6 points of damage. Oh, plenty. Lowborn Mountebank takes out Gremlin. The Gremlin staggers, twitches, and falls. Nice work there. It is 11 PCs to 7 monsters. Zorn's going to have some arrows for us. Really is. Mrs. Dave comes in on the Goblin's flank. 1 point of damage to Goblin, a minor piercing wound. Goblin falls with a thud. Kobold Crawler number 1, yes, SDK Fish says that I kind of ran out to the front line. You kind of did. Taking a Kobold dart, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Still round 1, lots of action to go. Kobold advances. Let's see, Shabby Friar. Oh, also wants some White Ape. And he's going to get there, sweeping the staff at the White Ape for 1 point of damage. Arrow Storm. Zorn loses. Oh, we're going to have to take 5 arrows. We're going to have to take 5 arrows, everyone. There are goblins up there on top of the Bloodcage. Zorn has signaled for them to shoot. Lowborn Mountebank takes 4 points of damage. Whoa. Fell-Handed Fae takes, rolls with it. 1 stamina, one soaked by stamina, and then 1 soaked by the ward. Maid of Meat takes 3 points of damage. Oh, okay. Whew. It still has 1 hit left. SDK Fish, Battered Pilgrim takes 2 points of damage. Only 1 remaining. These archers on the walls are rough. Shabby Friar takes 3 points of damage. Zorn is trying to shoot you down. It's still the first round. Goblin number 3 now going into the Battered Pilgrim. Oh, critical hit. Sickening precision. Impaled by the goblin's crude spear for 4 points of damage. I am sorry, SDK Fish. Your Battered Pilgrim, he did run forward and dropped. He came out wanting some ape. The Pilgrims wanted those apes. Kobold Crawler number 2. Oh, he's going to try to throw a dart right there at the Shabby Friar. Throwing the dart. 2 points of damage. 2 points of damage. He is still up. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. We may have a monster come in behind us. A monster or 2 come in behind us. It is 10 PCs up to 6 monsters. Let's see. Flinching Cultist decides, okay, I'm going Goblin number 3. Goblin number 3 drops, expires on the cold stone floor. I like this, SDK Fish. Pilgrims died so Dave can live. I love it. Slimeling. Oh, Slimeling wants the Shabby Friar too. Coming up on the flank of this Shabby Friar with his pseudopods. 4 points of damage. The Slimeling slaps him around. Oh, but he drops to the ground hard. He's unconscious, but he's not dead. So if the heroes win, then we're able to drag his unconscious body out of here. Outcast Dwarf Armor's Apprentice, Corvy. It's like looking at this Slimeling right here that just dropped his friend, the Pilgrim, and he's bludgeons him for only 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. I think it's piercing that the Slimelings resist. It's piercing the Slimelings resist. Can we kill these guys before we have to fight through the portcullis? We're going to find out. A Flinching Cultist Axebeard moves toward Kobold Crawler number 3, casts Poison Spray at the Kobold Crawler. A moderate poison wound that spreads under the skin. The Kobold Crawler drops dead and blood pools beneath. So, nice job there. It is now 9 PCs to 4 monsters. A Hollow-Eyed Poacher, he wants to shoot at this guy. He's going to stand back here and just shoot at things. As he should. 2 points of damage to the Kobold Crawler. Drops it. Nice job. Kobold Crawler's legs buckle, and it is over. Okay, Provincial Pit Gladiator, Dave. Okay. Oh, Dave is stepping forward. Dave is coming up to the Slimeling. 4 points of damage. He's coming with a short spear. Slimeling's resistance to piercing damage doesn't matter there, as it should not for that Gladiator. Ooze goes everywhere, but the Ratkin Abomination is coming in with 2 Ratkin Gore children. So we have got people behind us now. It is 9 PCs up to 5. Ratkin Abomination claws at the Lowborn Mountebank for 7 points of damage and drops the Lowborn Mountebank. Uh-oh. So now we have a memorial. F in the chat. F in the chat. The Lowborn Mountebank, that was the first level 1 character that we've lost tonight. F in the chat for the Lowborn Mountebank. Sorry about that roll to win. Your Lowborn Mountebank has fallen. F in the chat. First non-level 0 character lost tonight. Okay, now Ratkin Gorechild comes up to Stray. Ratkin Gorechild sweeps a claw at the Gnomish Apprentice. Oh, 2 points. Oh, the Destitute Gnome Apprentice body is broken, but their spirit is not. The apprentice remains standing. He's at 0, but he is reeling. The apprentice is up. Can we get him out? He's reeling. Gorechild now coming down to Corvy. Okay, Corvy comes. Oh no, coming in to retargets the Torchbearer. Whoa! Sustains 7 points of damage, a tremendous slashing wound that lays open. Well, Tomocrat. Oh, Tomocrat is also collapsed and laying on the cold stone. Whew. Okay, it is now 6 PCs to 5 monsters. And now we've got Kobold Crawler number 2. Oh, a critical hit to Dave. Oh, no. Takes, 3 points of damage. 3 points of damage. 2 turned aside, 1 taking his injury. He still has 6 hit points left, but that Kobold was deadly with his dart. Deadly with his dart. And Kobold moves up. Okay. Now, Fell-Handed Fae, it's Sable. Come on, let's get this Ratkin Gorechild right here. Ratkin Gorechild takes 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound right there. We got a dwarf, and we've got some. Okay, the dwarf is up now. Corvy, it's your turn. Okay, Corvy's going for the ape. Let's take this ape down, Corvy. Corvy's go. Oh no, it goes to Kobold Crawler instead. 4 points of damage and ends up dropping the Kobold Crawler. So at least that does drop another character. But the ape might still. Does the ape still have to go this round? I'm not sure. Oh, I think he does. I think the ape is still going. Now, the downtrodden locksmith, Mrs. Dave, goes to the Ratkin Abomination. 1 point of damage on the Ratkin Abomination, a minor slashing wound. Now it's the ape's turn. The ape goes down to attack the dwarf. Slams into him, pummeled for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Oh, but the dwarf is unconscious on the floor. Excellent death saves going on this time. The dwarf is also unconscious on the floor. So where do we stand? 5 PCs to 4 monsters, and we are going into round 3. Round 3. Can we fight our way through it? Oh, Ratkin Gorechild wants to press the attack onto the Gnomish Illusionist. 3 points of damage, slashing wound. He was reeling. He's going to drop. But at least Stray sacrificed himself. Oh, there's another level 1 character who died. F in the chat right there. He sacrificed himself, was reeling, and then took another Gorechild hit so that somebody else didn't have to, right? So the Gnomish Apprentice Illusionist Sable, you held on, and it may matter. You held on, and it really certainly may matter right here. Who's up next? Okay, Fell-Handed Fae wants some Ratkin Gorechild. Got to get in there. Drop him, please. 6 points of damage. 6 points of damage with a short spear into the Ratkin Gorechild's belly and drops him. That was also important. Another monster that cannot attack this round. Oh, and Fell-Handed Fae backs up. Fell-Handed Fae backs up. Now, the poacher is looking at the white ape. He's going to shoot into the white ape. 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound to the white ape with his short bow. Okay. Now, it's the white ape going to the pit gladiator. Oh, absorbs 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. The ape attacks again. Oh, and swings her shield to meet the ape. White ape's blow. Wood groans, wood splinters shatter, but Dave is still up. Dave is still up. Now it's time for the pit gladiator to get after that white ape. 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage. The provincial pit gladiator hits the ape for 8 points of damage and drops him. Fell-handed. A provincial pit gladiator has killed 3 in a row. That is exactly what the pit gladiator is supposed to be doing. Now, a flinching cultist, Axebeard, closes with the Gorechild with a sickle and rakes the Gorechild for 1 slashing wound with his sickle. Now Mrs. Dave also looking at this Ratkin Abomination. We have got to bring it down. Critical hit. A weak point is exposed. Only 2 points of damage, though. A minor slashing wound. Critical, though. Whoa! Ratkin Abomination now looking at Mrs. Dave. Oh, critical hit. Oh, no. A downtrodden locksmith's apprentice is rent for 11 points of damage. An 11 points catastrophic slashing wound. Mrs. Dave, I am sorry. Mrs. Dave has dropped. Yikes. Ratkin Abomination now targets a flinching cultist. Sweeping at him, struck for 4 points of damage. Oh, Axebeard drops to -1, but is still alive. Also still alive. 3 PCs up to 2 monsters. Is it the end of round 3? Oh, no, round 4. We've got to keep going. Zorn wants to see more. Zorn wants to see more. So now, can the pit gladiator put down 5 points of damage to the Ratkin Abomination? Fell-handed. His streak continues, but we've got to bring these guys down. The poacher now looking at the Abomination. shooting the abomination in the flank. Come on, made of meat. Do it, made of meat. Punctured for 3 points of damage. That drops the Ratkin abomination. The Ratkin abomination hits the stone and does not rise. So we've got one injured Ratkin abomination. And Sable, can you do it? Fell-handed Fae is coming up to attack, pierced for 4 points of damage. A moderate piercing wound that lands clean. There you go. Fell-handed Fae. Fell-handed again. There we go. The Ratkin Gorechild. Whoa. Should have just triggered on an attack, right? Did that not work again, the fell-handed? Or did it trigger on an attack and not a kill? I will check on that. Victory. So that was big. Excuse me, that was big because 3 souls walked out alive, but you saved the lives of 4 people. You saved the lives of 4 other people. You brought them out. So everybody who was unconscious got brought out. Let's go to the winch room. Turn the winch. SDK says Dave lived for the pilgrim. So here we go. We got some people limping through here by 1 hit point, 1 XP. Okay, so the winch has been turned. Yeah, we got our characters up. So Dave has got a barbarian, one of the very rare barbarians, a very, very rare. Corby says, I'll name a dark kid after all 19 of you. Okay, let's deploy the goblin medics. Axebeard, no effect. Tomocrat, no effect. Hollow-eyed Poacher, no effect. Dave, no effect. We've reached 20 likes. Excellent. Okay. Corby did get some healing. Oh, some healing. Okay, 3 out of 7. Okay, that's important because you're level 1. Let's see. Shabby Friar, some healing. Goblin's doing some work right there. So if you reach level 1, if you were level 0 and you reach level 1 and you get promoted to level 1, you will have all of your spells restored if you are a magic user instantly, and you will also have all of your wounds washed away. But that's the only free healing in the game. Let's go to promotions. Let's see what we got. So, Corby, you made it. You have a level 1 dwarf. Your outcast dwarf armor's apprentice is now level 1. He has earned the right to have a name if you would like to name him on the website, zornsdungeon.com, or there's a command to name him. Lunar Sanctum, you got through. Level 1 cleric. There you go. You have a level 1 cleric as well. Spells back, wounds washed away. Axebeard, a level 1 mage. I did change the name of magic user to mage. And learned protection from evil. Nice job. So new spell right there. Level 1 spell. Learned protection from evil. Made of meat. Got a level 1 thief. Nice job right there. A hollow-eyed poacher. Provincial pit gladiator becomes a level 1 barbarian. That's the one we were looking for. That's the one we were looking for. Nice job, Dave. Nice job, Dave. Dave made it through. There are like 4 barbarians out of the hundreds that have made it through. Let's sort and dismiss. Let's see. Okay. What do we need to do here? Let's go over here. We have confirmed. Somebody was telling me that we now have. Here is how. If you go to zornsdungeon.com and you log in with your Google account that you're using to play the game, you'll see all of your characters, and it might be easiest just to rename your character on the website. But you can rename a character. Hey, let's go over. I'll go over and find him for you. You can also rename a character by command. Let's go over here. Oh, right here. Your dog tag is this. So if you hit, I'm going to put it in the chat for you right there, UX3E. So if you type bang name and then put your dog tag in there, bang name space dog tag space whatever name you want the character to be. Oh, exactly. Sable Phoenix, bang name dog tag new name without the quotation marks. Exactly. That's it right there. All right. Yes. And you can do bang T to move people back to the tavern, bang T all to move back to the tavern, or bang S to move them back. I'm going to get some water. And then what I'm going to do as soon as I get back is do the fairy's blessing. So bang spawn if you want somebody to get the fairy's blessing, which is +1 temporary hit point, because I was told we hit 20, right? I guess I can confirm that. copy. How many people am I seeing on the stream? How many people am I seeing on the stream? I'm seeing that we got, how many likes? Where's the likes? Oh, 21 likes. How many people am I seeing on the stream? Okay. There we go. All right. So I'll hit that button as soon as I get back. So you can, bronze bottom has returned. Bronze bottom has returned. Okay. I'm going to take a bio break just 1 second, and then I'll be right back. I'm going to leave this up so you can see characters as they come into the stable, into the tavern right here. I'll be right back. I'll be right here. Bang spawn. All right, I'm back. I am back. Roll to win is trying to say bang T. That's going to be a space. It needs a space after the bang T. All right. Bang T space F67C. All right, I'm going to hit the, it's time to hit the Blessing of the Fairy. Everybody will receive +1 temporary hit point for 24 hours or until you fight through the Bloodcage. Whichever one. There we go. Blessing of the Fairy. Blessing of the Fairy. She's been doing all kinds of work for us tonight, giving out gifts, blessing people. The fairy here in Zorn's dungeon has been doing some work right here. All right, so that the blue glow on the name, it means that you received the Blessing of the Fairy, and so you'll get +1 temporary hit points. We got 2 more blood cages to run tonight. We got 2 more blood cages to run. So I'm going over the holding cell. And let's see what happens. We will play in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The Tabletop Scholar has put in a super chat for 666. So, ENKE, did you come over? Which character was that? Well, let me know what you were going for, Tabletop Scholar, and I will make sure that you get it. Just write in the chat what you're going for, and I'll make sure you get it. Okay, so into the holding cell. Who have we got here? Stray has a patchwork flagellant in here. Jallo, who does not have the... Let me try. Apparently, I'm having to... Oh, right over here. Individually run. We'll see if that pulls the portrait around when we go into the Bloodcage. We will see. Let's see. Okay, so Jallo. I think that just worked. Okay. Jallo has a hesitant squire in here. Corvy has a fretful cult initiate in here. Access your inner light is in this time a blundering poacher right there. Roll to win has an irritable flagellant. We have 2 flagellants in here. Stray and Roll to Win have flagellants. The Tabletop Scholar, they have flagellants, not flatulence. That's very different. These are flagellants. The Tabletop Scholar has an unassuming cartographer's assistant. SDK Fish has an unprepared halfling farmer in here. Made of Meat, a sun-baked squire. Dave has Amended Temple Initiate. Lunar Sanctum has an outcast pilgrim. Sable Phoenix has Caitlin Cooper. Caitlin Cooper is in here with 1 blood drop, going for a second one. And Mrs. Dave has a Tremulous cut purse in here, also with 1 blood drop, looking for another. Who has good odds, 91% chance of survival. Lunar Sanctum, 73% chance of survival. SDK Fish, 77% chance. Inner Light, 73. Roll to Win, 72. Well, people are liking how this, the odds master is liking how this party is looking. Jello, 99% chance of survival. Estimated chance of survival, 99%. A Patchwork Flagellant, 84. Nice. Tabletop Scholar says this character, NK, let's see. EN. Yeah. The Tabletop Scholar. You've got an unassuming cartographer's assistant in here. Do you want the unassuming cartographer's assistant to be buffed? Is that what's going on? Sable Phoenix just put in for a super chat buff. Buffing Caitlin Cooper, who now has +2 temporary HP and +1 damage. Let's see. The Tabletop Scholar. I kind of think you must have meant this character, Tabletop Scholar. I want to make sure you get your bonus. So over here. There we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so you're boosted with who pulled in there. Okay, all right. So you've got an unassuming cartographer's assistant in there. So there we go. All right. Well, all right. Here's to everybody. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Open the cage. Bloodcage 3 of 4 tonight. Okay, so front row, Amended Temple Initiate. Dave, you're the front row. Front row, a Hesitant Squire, Jallo, right there. Next up, Sun-Baked Squire, Made of Meat. Then a Blundering Poacher, Access Your Inner Light. That is our front row. Second row is an Unprepared Halfling Farmer, SDK Fish. Caitlin Cooper by Sable Phoenix, or of Sable Phoenix, is second row. An Irritable Flagellant, Roll to Win, second row. An Outcast Pilgrim, Lunar Sanctum, second row. Third row, Patchwork Flagellant, that's Stray. Then a Tabletop Scholar's Unassuming Cartographer's Assistant. And then a Fretful Cult Initiate, Corvy, right there, back row. And then rounding out our third row is a Tremulous Cultist. We are facing 13 monsters this time, 12 PCs versus 13 monsters, and only 1 white ape. Okay, so what's going to happen? I guess let's go. Let's run the cage. Oh, let me take this down. There we go. 17 people watching. That's wonderful. Welcome, everybody. Okay, Goblin number 1 comes in to leap at Jallo with his crude spear. 1 goes to injury right there. So very lightly wounded. Goblin number 3 is coming into Made of Meat, Sun-Baked Squire, and the crude spear is deflected, angles the shield perfectly. The strike rebounds, 0 points of damage right there. Hey, Mushroom Pumpkin, you've been fighting tonight. Welcome, good to see you. Gremlin comes in. You even got a gift. Gremlin comes in to the Mended Temple Initiate, into Dave. Deflected right there. You got a gift from a fairy if you look through this, Mushroom Pumpkin. Look at the stream that happened earlier today. A Unprepared Halfling Farmer, SDK Fish, is coming around to the flank of this gremlin. Cuts the gremlin open for 5 points of damage. The gremlin hits the stone and doesn't rise. So, all right. So it is 12 to 12 now. PC's doing pretty well right here. Fretful Cultist Initiate Corvy is looking toward that ape back there, but is going to have to stop it by this gremlin right here. And retargets, yes, coming in at Gremlin with a long knife. Goblin, rather, decides to attack the Goblin with a long knife for 1 point of damage. Now, Ratkin Mongrel, is coming up on the Unprepared Halfling Farmer right there, lunges in, parries and deflects the worst known. 2 stamina points spent, though, right there. SDK Fish is like, I'm back out front. I'm not back out front. Caitlin Cooper comes into Goblin, hammers it for 8 points of damage. A shocking 8 points of damage with a club. Just clubs the Goblin to death right there and drops it. Huge right there. Tremulous Cultist also looking at this white ape in the background. Oh, but it's going to cast a light at Kobold Crawler. Oh, but trying to blind it, but fails. Caitlin Cooper, is being targeted by Cave Imp right here. Unhurt, 1 point of stamina dropped only. 12 PCs to 11 monsters. Kobold Crawler number 4 targets a Fretful Cult Initiate. Throws the dart on the flank of Corvi. Oh, Protective Ward drinks it up. 1 temporary HP spent. That was it. So that was the luck of that was the Fairy's Blessing right there. That was the Protective Ward that soaked it up. So that is the Fairy's Blessing doing its job right there. Tabletop Scholar decides to shoot Firebolt at the White Ape. Boom. White Ape is seared with 4 points of damage, a moderate fire wound. An Outcast Pilgrim weaves resistance around the Sunbaked Squire, so he will now have an easier time with any type of resistance rolls, but the important ones right there are the death spells. Mint Chocolate Chip Ice Cream. We've already seen Mint Chocolate Ice Cream tonight. I don't know if she was the one who got the gift, or he was the one who got the gift, or if Mint was fighting. I'm not sure. You'll have to go back and check. I can't remember, but I know I've called out that name. Slimeling now comes up to SDK Fish's Halfling. Halfling suffers 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. White Ape. Oh, White Ape now also looking at SDK's Halfling right there. Coming up. Oh, might want to bludgeon it with his fists. Yes, he's looking at this Halfling coming in with the fist on the unprepared flank. Oh, I am sorry, SDK. Devastating strike right there. 8 points of damage. Slumps into the stone, senseless but alive. Kobold Crawler number 1, looking at Corvi right here. This is the cult initiate, who is also kind of out front. Flinging the dart into the flank of Corvi. Dropped. Fretful Cult Initiate is cut down instantly. Sorry about that, Corvi. Corvi has joined the channel members. Is that what I saw? Kobold Crawler number 3 now comes up to access your inner light. Swallowed by the Protective Ward. So this the Fairy's Blessing. The Fairy's Blessing is doing its work again. Turned that Kobold's dart. Goblin Runt now taking a look at that poacher. Wants some poacher right there. Instead goes to Jallow, the hesitant squire, and inflicts a 1 point piercing wound. Minor piercing wound there. An irritable flagellant weaves resistance around Jallow, the hesitant squire. So maybe he will not fall, even if he die, or even if he is killed. Maybe he will go unconscious instead, or drops to 0 rather. Goblin closes with Caitlin Cooper. Another 1 point of damage shielded by the Fairy's Blessing. So that's really doing some work here. 10 PCs to 11 monsters. Access your inner light. Coming up on Goblin number 3. Goblin is impaled by 1 point of damage. We need to drop some more. The Patchwork Flagellant weaves resistance around the Cartographer's Assistant. So, all right. The support personnel are doing their jobs in here. Amended Temple Initiate, Dave. Oh, White Ape. Okay, go get some White Ape. The Holy Water. Oh, he throws Holy Water on the White Ape. Oh, but nothing going. Oh, Holy Water on the White Ape, but nothing going. A hesitant squire targets Goblin Runt. Hesitant squire sets upon the Goblin Runt. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. It is now 10 PCs to 11 monsters. Sunbaked Squire targets Goblin number 3. 5 points of damage, drops Goblin number 3. Okay, we need some more of that. That's a good question, Sable. Round number 2. Mended Temple Initiate goes toward White Ape. Attacks. Critical hit. Oh, 16 points of damage to the White Ape. A catastrophic bludgeoning wound. 16 points of damage. A catastrophic bludgeoning wound to the White Ape. Cave Imp targets Caitlin Cooper. 2 points of damage. Still up and going. 10 PCs to 9 monsters. Hesitant Squire now coming in. Like, let's move this front line. Let's move this front line. Hesitant Squire. Goblin Runt bleeds. Legs buckle. It's over. Nice job dropping the Goblin Runt. Zorn readies the archers. Right now, we're pretty close. 10 to 8. Might not have to take too much. Tremulous Cultist. Casting light. Oh, trying to do light on the goblin again. Overextends with light. So light is also, we'll have to check on light. Kobold Crawler 1 targets a Mended Cultist Initiate. Weathers the strike on a waning ward. 1 temporary HP lost, no wound. Hey, Trevor. Welcome. Hit bang spawn. Yes, Trevor has bang spawned. Wonderful. A Mended Mountebank is muttering quick prayers to the gods of lost causes. Tabletop Scholar shoots Firebolt. 2 points of damage to the goblin, not enough to drop the goblin. And then the Tabletop Scholar moves to the back. Outcast Pilgrim weaves resistance on the poacher. Caitlin Cooper now comes up on Goblin number 2. Attacks the goblin, struck for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound right there. Ten PCs to 7 monsters. A Patchwork Flagellant is now looking at the Ratkin Mongrel. Looks like, oh, holy water over the mongrel runs off harmlessly. Oh, we are having trouble here tonight. We are having trouble. Slimeling goes to the Mended Temple Initiate, sets upon the Mended Temple Initiate for 1 point of damage. Arrow Storm. Zorn looses the arrows. Only 3 arrows this time, though. Arrows coming in. Roll to win. Ward shimmers and soaks the shaft. Jallo. 2 points of damage. A Mended Temple Initiate takes 1 point of damage. Kobold Crawler number 4 coming up on the Mended Temple Initiate throws. Deflected. The Mended Temple Initiate has deflected the blow. Sparks fly as the dart scampers off someplace else into the deep reaches of the Bloodcage. Kobold Crawler number 2 also firing at the Temple Initiate. Deflected again. Deflected. The Mended Temple Initiate sets his shield and rides it out. A perfect block. Ratkin Mongrel. Okay, now Ratkin Mongrel, seeing what's going on here, lunges. Oh, deflected. A Mended Temple Initiate. Deflected. The blow skids harmlessly aside. Epic defense. He goes 3 rounds unscathed. 3 rounds unscathed right there. Kobold Crawler now firing at Caitlin Cooper, taking a puncture wound of 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound that sinks home. A blundering poacher now looking at Kobold Crawler number 3. Kobold Crawler, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound, drops Kobold Crawler number 3. Kobold twitches and falls with a short bow arrow shaft in its neck. And backs up. Sunbaked Squire, made of meat, looking at Cave Imp. Want some Cave Imp. Closes, thrust of 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Cave Imp drops. Irritable Flagellant, roll to win. Targeting Ratkin Mongrel. Oh, is he trying this? Is he trying this holy water again? Yes, we got to fix this holy water problem. Guys, holy water is not going to work on these guys. Round number 3. Here we go. Kobold comes into Made of Meat. Rocked by 3 points of damage. Oh, Caitlin Cooper has dropped. I am sorry, Caitlin Cooper. I am sorry, Sable. A Patchwork Flagellant. Now, looking at Kobold Crawler number 4, swings the flail at Kobold Crawler number 4. 4 points of damage, drops him. The Kobold Crawler collapses dead. Amended Temple Initiate comes into Ratkin Mongrel. 8 points of damage to Ratkin Mongrel, a tremendous piercing wound. Ratkin Mongrel's legs buckle. It's over. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblin standing by the crank. We are at 9 PCs to only 3 monsters. Kobold Crawler number 1 coming into Dave. On the flank. Deflected right there. A ringing clang as Amended Temple Initiate shield meets the blow head on. Untouchable. 4 all the way through. Tabletop Scholar. Now targeting Slimeling. Oh, nothing going there. Irritable Flagellant, roll to win. Channels Cure Trifling Wound. There you go. An unprepared halfling gasps awake, stabilized at 1 HP. Blundering Poacher, now looking at Slimeling. Shoots at Slimeling. Slimeling, drinks the piercing attack whole. It's hard to kill Slimelings with piercing attacks. Tremulous Cultist. Trying to get a bead on, goes for, light is just not working. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. An Outcast Pilgrim comes up to Slimeling. Has he got some holy water? Hesitant Squire, looking at Kobold Crawler number 2, comes up. Last Stand. Oh, he's wounded. Jallo only has 1 point remaining, but comes in on Slimeling's flank. 3 points of damage, drops the Slimeling. Kobold Crawler number 2, looking at Lunar. Oh, no, comes up and stops. Oh, deflected again. Okay, Hesitant Squire doing work right here. We would have, yes, Sable Things, we would have rolled this very handily. This has been dragging. Made of Meat, Kobold Crawler number 2 comes in on Kobold Crawler number 2's flank. Critical hit. There we go. 8 points of damage. Yeah, we would have rolled this handily if everybody wasn't trying to wash everybody with holy water. Fell-handed 3 kills right there. All we have to do is take out round 4. We're going into round 4 here, and all we got to do is kill this kobold, and we might even make it out without having to... we're going to try to cast light again? No. Can't do it. Okay. Unprepared halfling. Come on, let's just kill this, and let's get out of this cage. Kobold Crawler right here. Maybe they're a Baptist congregation. Yeah, maybe they are. It's very clean. Yeah, the blood cage is very messy. It's very messy. We got blood everywhere. The light fades from the Kobold Crawler's eyes. That may have done it. Did that do it? Victory. There we go. 10 souls walk out alive. Whew. Although I am sorry, Sable did not make it out. I am sorry. The winch room. Let's turn the winches. So we will have lots of promotions there. Let's turn the winch and bring people up. I'm going to have to work on light. Light was clearly not working, and tried a lot. Yes, and I agree. Holy water. They shouldn't have thrown holy water on something that they knew was not undead. They should not have done that. So I watch all of these as soon as I get off stream, and then immediately start like correcting things. So those were new. We haven't ever had holy water and things like that thrown before. So when things come in new, yeah, well, I mean, I ran tests today, but I can only do so much. Was it holy water? It must have been sugar water. Yes, it's carbonated. Yeah, it's sugar holy water right there. Deploy goblin medics. Dave, get some HP back. Jallo, get some HP back. And some more. SDK Fish. Okay, you got through. You got through. Let's go to promotions. SDK Fish, you now have a level 1 halfling. Congratulations. Lunar Sanctum. Cleric. VIP'd an irritable bounty. Okay, see. Jallo gets a squire. Maid of Meat, Knight, level 1 Knight. An unassuming cartographer's assistant, tabletop scholar, level 1 mage. And got protection from evil. Blundering poacher, access your inner light, level 1 thief. Nice job. Patchwork flagellant, stray, cleric, level 1. All right, let's sort and dismiss. So we got the tabletop scholars, ENKE, an irritable bounty hunter, had a Starborn. Who is Starborn in the top 2% of ability scores is VIP'd. SDK Fish just came in, looks like. Moved him over, looks like. No, the crossbow. Okay, the crossbow should be fixed. The crossbow should be fixed. The light is a separate issue, but you're saying light crossbow, but that should be fixed. I think we are good with that now. Bilbo Haggins, SDK Fish has Bilbo Haggins. Log in to zornsdungeon.com if you want to rename your character once they hit level 1. Oh, Dave says Heath, bang S for Mrs. Dave. She fell asleep. Oh, okay, we can do that. MRS. Here we go. I think I have a button. I thought I had a button to move them over. Let's see. I thought I had a stable button. What can I do about that? Can I bang? No, I can't. I don't have a stable over here. Let me see. We got one more tonight to do. I'll see if I can get that done. Meanwhile, we do have 2 member VIPs pending. Let's go ahead and do those. 2 member VIPs right here. So, yes, Corey did come in. Corey did come in And so we're VIPing a slouching cartographer's assistant for him. Thank you very much for joining the channel. Found us tonight and joined the channel. That is incredible. So there is a VIP for you right there. So you're going to be in the next cage. Next VIP. What else have we got going on here? Do we have somebody else? Maybe we do not. Maybe that was it. Oh, may have been Trevor. Oh, may have been that. Okay, I was VIP'd in with a mended mountebank. Let me see right over here. I'm moving those characters, Mrs. Dave's characters, over at the database level. Those are level 0 characters, so they can't come out. Okay, so that looks right. All level 1 characters of Mrs. Dave are now moved over. All right. We got one more cage to play tonight, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, I got water right here. Let's go ahead and draft. Let's draft. The holding cell. Here we go. Draft priority is any super VIPs, then VIPs, then if you've been chatting in the comment section in the last hour, you will have priority, and then everyone else, and then wanderers. So if you're here and you want to play, remember to hit bang spawn, exclamation point spawn, and then and say something in the chat also, and that way the bots who are monitoring the chat for activity know you're here, so that you'll be more likely to play if you're in the chat than if you are just watching. Oh, Corey says, and again, thank you so much for becoming a member. That was incredible. Thank you so much. Corey says, I'm going to have to blast the channel out to my gaming group too. Well, please do. Please do. It is time. I'm inching closer to having version 1 of this game ready to really blast it out to the world, I hope. But in the meantime, we're ready. Let people know. Okay, so here we go. Let's draft. We will play in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, Trevor, so you are in with a mended mountebank. Your first time in the Bloodcage. Corey, a slouching cartographer's assistant. Stray, an oblivious dwarf miner. Tabletop scholar, an irritable bounty hunter. Lunar Sanctum has an outcast pilgrim in there. Jello has a lowly woodsman in there. Made of Meat, a drifting elf lore master's apprentice. Dave has an ill-equipped bandit in there. Mrs. Dave does have a character in here. It's a level 0 character, a reluctant sexton. Reluctant sexton, that's pre-paladin, so Mrs. Dave does have a pre-paladin in here. SKD Fish, a rumpled torchbearer. This is our last blood cage of the night, but if you are just coming in, do hit bang spawn because characters are persistent, so if you put them in the tavern, they will still be here. Access your inner light, a desperate temple initiate who is well-starred right here, top 12% of all ability scores, and Sable Phoenix has a backwater elf lore master's apprentice in here. Okay, so 9 pre-classes. There are 3 that are level 1 in here. Average HP of 5. I'm gonna have to run my code again here to. Oh, we got all kinds of. Let me run my code to try to get people's portraits in here. Just 1 second. Doing some things the manual way tonight. There we go. Okay. All right. So we'll fix that too. Well, you should. Now, there we go. It's in there. There's some kind of error going on tonight where they're not being picked up automatically when they're spawning. They should be, but they're not being picked up automatically. So I'm having to run some code to kind of backfill at the moment. So ordinarily, you automatically get a picture. We didn't have the pictures ready for the first blood cage tonight. But I kind of found out a patch for tonight. So we get everybody patched up. Looks like everybody will have their images in. Okay, so there we go. I'll work on that after the stream tonight. We got good chances of success of survival. Sable Phoenix, 74% chance. SDK Fish, 97% chance. Made of Meat, 74% chance. Irritable Bounty Hunter, 71. Tabletop Scholar. A lot of people may be coming out of this alive. Corey, 74% chance. Corey, CLVN. All right, well, let's go. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Open the cage. So what are we going to be fighting here? 14. We are fighting 14 monsters this time. I think, have we only had one white ape in the cage every time tonight? Let me turn off this music too. There, now we got the Bloodcage music. SDK, this is an awesome stream idea. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I have put a tremendous amount of effort into getting this to this point. How often does this run? I'm going to start running it every night during the week. I ran it almost every night last week. I'm planning on running it again tomorrow, and just keep going. Eventually, I'd like to be running it every night during the week. I am not going to be streaming on Saturdays. I'm making Saturday my night off for physical in-person gaming and other things that I've got to do, and it's questionable on Sundays. So Saturdays I'm off, and right now it's questionable on Sundays. But I'm trying to stream, especially as we're sort of building momentum here and trying out different parts of the game. I'm trying to play every night. Okay, but thank you. Excellent question right there. Okay, so Frontline. Access your inner light. Your desperate temple initiate. That's a pre-paladin right there on the front line. A reluctant sexton, Mrs. Dave, front line right there. A rumpled torchbearer, SKD Fish, front line. An oblivious dwarf miner is a Stray right there. So that's a very solid front line. That is a very solid front line. Lots of fairy blessing in there as well. Very solid front line. Second row, amended mountebank, Trevor, second row right there. A drifting elf lore master's apprentice made of meat is second line. An irritable bounty hunter, the tabletop scholar, second line. A lowly woodsman, Jallo, second line. An ill-equipped bandit, Dave, third line. Backwater elf lore master's apprentice, Sable Phoenix, back line. Outcast pilgrim, lunar sanctum, back line. A slouching cartographer's assistant, Corey, back line. So that rounds us out. You're very welcome, Mushroom. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let everybody know. Let everybody know. I've got so many ideas about what to do with this game. This Bloodwell is only the first part. The Bloodwell is really intended just to see how many first level. This is our way of making first level characters. You get out of the Bloodcage, you get to become a first level character and go on greater adventures. I want to be able to put in dungeons into this. I want to be able to put in other encounters into this, and actually have this other thing called the Bloodwell for first level characters. So there's a lot more stuff that I want to develop and as we go here. Okay, let's get into that. All right, final Bloodcage of the night. Then we'll look at the leaderboard at the end. We'll look at the leaderboard after it. But last Bloodcage of the night, let's see what happens. All right, first up is Gremlin. Gremlin is coming into the Reluctant Sexton. Gremlin sets upon the Reluctant Sexton, swallowed by her protective ward. Reluctant Sexton is unhurt, so that is the Fairy's Blessing doing its work right there. Now, Kobold Crawler number 2 comes up to access your inner light. Kobold Crawler number 2 comes... Oh, deflected. Access your inner light. Slams the shield into the strike. Textbook deflection. So, monsters, nothing going from the first 2 turns right there. A drifting elf lore master's apprentice targets the gremlin right there with Ray of Frost at the gremlin, rocked for 2 points of damage, a minor cold wound. Gremlin's legs buckle, it's over. And by the way, like I said, I'm working on ways to give you greater command of your characters while they're in the fight. I got a lot of playtesting I got to do on that before it comes out. But then it'll be fantastic. Oh, blow connects. But once again, 2 Stray, an oblivious dwarf miner. The Blessing of the Fairy deflects that point of damage. We got the Ratkin Mongrel, who is now feeling exposed, as Dave's ill-equipped bandit comes up on Ratkin Mongrel number 2, 7 points of damage. Twitches and falls. Hopefully we have casters that can actually use their spells this time, as Sable is saying. But yeah, we could. Casters can just roll a Bloodcage. Jallo comes in on Goblin number 3, 2 points of damage right there. Rumpled Torchbearer, SDK Fish, wants to move forward again. Crumpled Torchbearer comes in, 1 point of damage against Goblin number 2. But this time he's a Torchbearer, so he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Okay, Lore Master Apprentice wants some white ape, but probably going to have to retarget. No, can get to the ape. There are only short people in front. So the ape takes 2 points of damage right there. Reaches out and touches an ape. Irritable Bounty Hunter, Tabletop Scholar, also wants some white ape. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes, he can reach out and touch. The white ape is pretty large, so 1 point of damage to the white ape. Wants to bring that down. And then heads to the back. Desperate Temple Initiate, access your inner light, moves toward Goblin number 1, closes, 5 points of damage. Inner light drops Goblin number 1. The Goblin drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Trevor. Okay, Trevor wants Ratkin Mongrel number 1. Yeah, can get there. Closes with Ratkin Mongrel. Struck for 2 points of damage. A minor slashing wound. Lays open that Ratkin Mongrel with the dagger right across the throat. The Ratkin Mongrel dies. Kobold Crawler number 1. Oh, sees Trevor. Gonna try to throw here. Throws the dart over at Trevor. Hit for 1 point of damage. A minor piercing wound. A Slouching Cartographer's Assistant, this is Corey, also wants some white ape. They want to reach out and touch that white ape. He's going to try to do it with a firebolt at the white ape. 5 points of damage, just enough. Nice job. Burns the white ape alive. 5-point major fire wound to the white ape. We're not going to have to worry about a white ape this time. Shooting it down. Reluctant Sextant weaves a resistance around Dave. Oh, no, that was Virtue. So +2 XP, +2 temporary XP. Cave Imp now claws at the mended mountebank. Trevor, 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Goblin number 3 going against the lowly woodsman. Oh, critical hit. Critical hit. Whoa, 6 points of damage. 5 turned aside. 5 taken as injury. A major piercing wound. Whoa, he has only got 1 left. 1 HP left. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is coming. Goblin Runt targets a lowly woodsman. Goblin Runt coming in. Hits for 4 points of damage. That does drop Jallo, who's also a channel member. So thank you so much, Jallo. Kobold Crawler number 3 comes up to Trevor. Throws into Trevor. 1 point of damage, but that is enough. The mended mountebank falls. And the kobold advances. Okay, Goblin number 2 is now targeting the rumpled Torchbearer. Deflected. Okay, nice job, SKD Fish. Nice job. It always looks good until the bad guys get a turn. That's what Tabletop Scholar says. So yeah, it always looks good until the enemies take an action. Kobold Crawler number 4 throws into Rumpled Torchbearer and deflected. SDK Fish deflects again. The blow skids harmlessly aside. SDK Fish just told you, with me in front, we live. Nice job. Okay, an Oblivious Dwarf Miner, Stray, is coming up to attack the Goblin Runt. 6 points of damage. Hey, that's what dwarves do to goblins. That was with a pick. That was why it was a piercing wound. So he put a pick into that Goblin Runt's head. 2 arrows. Where are we here? We are arrows coming in. Corey, a Slouching Cartographer's Assistant, takes 3 points. 2 turned aside, 1 taken as injury right there. Stray must also take an arrow. Bites the Oblivious Dwarf for only 1 point of damage. Arrow sprinkle, Dave says. An outcast pilgrim coming up. Instead, drives the staff at the goblin, trying to get up there, but instead stopped by the goblin. Plenty. 5 points of damage. Cracks the goblin right across the head with his staff right there and drops the goblin. No problem right there. No problem at all. Ratkin Mongrel 3 comes up to Stray. The torchbearer, but is redirects into SKD Fish, who blocks and is deflected again. This is an epic defense, 3 in a row for SDK Fish. Nice job. Or SKD Fish, whichever way it was. SKD Fish. Okay, going into round 2. So, Access Your Inner Lights Temple Initiate comes up to Kobold Crawler, hits him with a Warhammer for 2 points of damage, which is enough. 2-point minor piercing wound. The piercing part of the Warhammer. Kobold Crawler is throwing at Inner Light. Deflected. Deflected right there. The Desperate Temple Initiate drives his shield into the angle of the strike, and nothing gets through. We are 10 PCs to 6 monsters. Once again, we're doing pretty well. 10 PCs to 6 monsters. Goblin number 3 wants some Torchbearer, wants some fish. The ward flares, and 1 temporary hit point spent. That was the Blessing of the Fairy. The Blessing of the Fairy saved you. Outcast Pilgrim weaves that was the spell that increases your resistance right there. So if he dies, he'll get a bonus to his saving throw. John says, Heath, you should do color commenting for combat sports. This is a combat sport. Maybe I would like to try that. That's part of the reasons why I'm doing this right here. I never got to be on the radio, so here I am commenting on the WWE of fantasy role-playing games. Backwater Elf Lore Master Apprentice Sable is casting Ray of Frost at Ratkin Mongrel, freezes it, 2 points of damage. That is enough. Ratkin Mongrel drops. What would be fun is to be able to do a mobile version, so I can go to mobile setup, so I can go to conventions and we can play at conventions. Set up a TV, play at conventions. That'd be fun, I think. Have to get the equipment. Slouching Cartographer's Assistant, Corey, is looking at firing critical hit with Flame Bolt, burning Kobold Crawler number 3 alive, smoking right there. 8 points of damage. We just have crispy Kobold Crawler right there on the floor. Crispy, smoking, burning Kobold Crawler on the floor. Irritable Bounty Hunter wants to reach out and touch some Kobold Crawler number 4. Yep, got a light crossbow. There we go. Critical with the light crossbow. 6 points of damage through the Kobold Crawler's throat. Kobold Crawler's legs buckle, drops to the floor, struggling with the crossbow bolt in his throat. Hey, Thunderwolf SPG. Welcome. Great to see you. Drifting Elf Lore Master's Apprentice looking at Goblin number 3. Ray of Frost being cast at Goblin. Goblin doesn't look happy about it. Iced for 3 points of damage. Goblin number 3 drops. Ten to one. Talk about handily won. Now, we've had total party kills before. So, but if you're watching tonight for the first time, parties have done very well tonight. Kobold Crawler bleeds from a thrust of 9 points of damage. That was that pick again. Put it through the Kobold Crawler's head right there, all the way through the brain. 9 points of damage to that Kobold. Victory. Wow. Did that finish? Tabletop Scholar says, what, is that the first cage to finish in round 2? I didn't notice. Was that round 2? 10 souls walk out alive. Yeah, it was. That was fast. Did that in 2 rounds and just cleaned up. They're backing up. I mean, it looks like the characters that want to move back from the front line always go toward the corners. I wonder if that's an unintended action. The intended action is that they back up because they would. There was a definite error in there earlier when we had a lot of the casters and the bow guys and stuff. They would attack and then they'd run forward, and we're like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?" And it was because they wanted to get where they could see more monsters. And it's like, now is not the time for that. Now is not the time for that. Back up. So now they back up. Yeah, so I think when you have a full back line of casters, you can deal some pretty heavy damage. Yes, that is the case. Okay, we're going to go through the winch room right here, and then we're going to look at the leaderboard to see where we ended up with tonight. So let's turn the winch. I mean, this was fantastic. Who died? Okay, Jallo died. Jallo didn't make it out. And Trevor, I'm sorry. Trevor died there. Trevor didn't make it out, and Jallo didn't make it out. Let's send in the Goblin Medics. Stray gets back. Oblivious Dwarf Miner, 2 blood drops, and Philly, and fully up there. Fully, and doesn't have to go to the infirmary. Yeah, the little jank is a little old school reality. Yeah, this is old school kind of play right here. So sometimes there's some jank. We're cleaning up the jank, though. We're adding more stuff and cleaning up jank. Yeah, tonight was Savage. We've had Savage go the other way when the monsters have just clobbered the heroes. Let's go to promotions. I think a lot of people are getting promoted tonight. So, Reluctant Sexton. Mrs. Dave got a Paladin. She's asleep, and she got a Paladin. So, Paladin, level 1. Fairies, blessings, spells restored. An Irritable Bounty Hunter, the Tabletop Scholar. Ranger. There you go. Tabletop Scholar gets a Ranger. Drifting Lore Master's Apprentice, Made of Meat, level 1 Elf. Nice job. And learns Magic Missile. There we go. So that's a nice spell to have. Made of Meat. Magic Missile. Access your inner light. A Desperate Temple Initiate gives level 1. Gets to level 1. Nice work. A Slouching Cartographer's Assistant. Mage. Corey, you've got a level 1 mage now. Level 1 mage. And learn Shield. I had a lot of fun with that spell. I'm going to check on all the spells again tonight. But a Rumpled Torchbearer Fighter. There you go. Backwater Elf Lore Master's Apprentice. Sable. Elf. Level 1. Magic Missile. Oh, another elf with Magic Missile. Okay, there we go. Let's sort and dismiss. Okay, we can go visit the infirmary. So these people are... Okay, we knew that Renee was going to take a lot of time, spend a lot of time in the infirmary. Renee has 22 days left to full recovery. Now, people have asked, can we do something to speed up recovery? That's on the docket, but there are other things first. This is right now, you will heal. By the way, if you're new here, you will heal if you are not in the infirmary. But you think infirmary healing is slow? Well, healing outside the infirmary is even slower. And remember, this game is also calibrated so that 6 points of damage is enough to kill the normal man. So Renee right here had 6 points of damage, 6 hit points. So he's a normal man, and he was put to -6 hit points. He survived, but he was put to -6 hit points. So with that, like a 7-point grievous bludgeoning wound, that one was rough. Overall, it's going to take him 22 days left to heal. Your wounds do heal in parallel, though. So you would rather take many lower points of damage wounds than one large point damage wound. It's like over here, you see all these wounds that Renee has. Well, it's still going to take him 22 days to heal. But the foolhardy torchbearer of Tomocrat over here also has a 7-point grievous slashing wound and only a 1-point minor piercing wound, and will still be in recovery for 22 days in order to get all the way back on their feet and all their hit points back. Critical condition. These are the people with the lowest HP. Tabletop Scholar has a fugitive elf minstrel in there who's got 14 days. 10 days more for Brother Lester. An overborn mountebank, 3 days. So 2 days, 10 days. Let's see. Highest level patient. Most severe trauma. Yeah, Renee, yeah, just okay. Stable at the stable rather. So the stable, remember, is your safe space. You cannot be drafted for the Bloodcage in the stable. So the only way that you can get to the stable if you're a level 0 character is to win the Bloodcage. And if you get to the Bloodcage, then you're put in the stable. So no characters in the stable will fight, but if you type bang T space all, that's exclamation point T space all, you'll move all of your characters from the stable back over the tavern so they can fight. If you want to have more fine-grained control over who you move where, then do that at zornsdungeon.com. uh, uh, super chat heal characters. Maybe. Maybe. There will be other levels of healing as well, but we could do something like that as well. So Bang T all moves everybody over. If you want fine-grained control over where your characters are, go to zornsdungeon.com. Log in with the exact same Google account and YouTube channel that you are playing on, and you'll see all of your characters, and you can move them around. If you want to go back to the stable tonight, hit bang S space all, exclamation point S space all, and all of your characters will move from the tavern to the stable, but not 0 level characters, of course. Any character at the 0th level, the system will not allow to leave. All right, leaderboard. Okay, lots of things changing. Okay, see, now we can look at actually what's changed over here. So, okay, most kills. So Boars remains the most kills. Nothing is we haven't really changed the most kill. This will let us know if anything in the top 25 has changed. So Boars is still 12. Let's go to Boss Slayer. Let's see. Oh, Fell-Handed Fae. Oh, Sable, I hope you're still watching, because you were saying, hey, none of my characters are even up in the top. Well, Fell-Handed Fae is now securely the top boss slayer or monster slayer. So he has killed 3 major creatures. The major creatures right now are anything that comes out of the portcullis and the white apes. So Fell-Handed Fae has now killed 3 majors. That halfling right there has done that. Hey, Thunderwolf, hit exclamation point spawn. Hit exclamation point spawn, bang spawn, and you'll get a level 0 character. Make sure you do that while you're here. There's a 30-second global cooldown on that command, but we need you to do that because the characters are persistent, from stream to stream. So if you're here, Thunderwolf, and you have not yet hit bang spawn to get some characters in there. Let's see, damage dealer. So Boars has dealt 62 points of damage. Where are we down here? Do we have something that tells you no? I'm not sure what changed right here. I don't see. Our top damage dealer, this is biggest damage. This is total damage. Most bruised. Renee. No, Sable, you got another character in the top 3. Renee Dulac is now one of the most bruised people, the bloodiest survivors. So up until tonight, Phelan the Heart of Despair by Daniel had been the character who had taken the most damage, and he had taken 20 points of damage but was dead. You not only took the number 1 for the person who has taken the most damage, total damage taken, 22 points of damage, but you are still alive. You are still alive. You're going to be in that infirmary for a while, but Renee has taken 22 points of damage across life and is still living. So most people on this are dead. Bronze Bottom is on there too, 14, number 12 for 15 points. Bronze Bottom took quite a bit of damage too. But there we go. Biggest hit. Trin still has 20. Oh, new right over here. So the Mended Temple Initiate Dave is now number 4 there. Hit 16 points. 16 points. That's a single hit. That Trin, it's still incredible that Trin was able to hit 20 points of damage to a kobold crawler with a mace. Just smashed it. Most XP. Okay, Ariste is still top. This is correct now as it stands. We're leaving all of the XP as they were. There were a little bit of corrections, but they were very minor. So the XP is correct as they stand right now. Boars is 140, Murdolph 111, Dead Fighter Walking 92, The Chosen One 89. Okay, so Renee went up by 5. So Renee is now number 13 in experience points with 73 experience points. Sable says the dice can explode in the hacked edge. Yes, they can. That's what criticals are. I mean, that's what criticals are. Yeah, I mean, when you roll a critical, your dice explode. Yes. The hacked edge, by the way, that's the rule system that I developed for this. So we got to put that out someplace. But this game is based on the old school essentials. My particular revision of it called the hacked edge. The wealthiest That changed somehow. We haven't been giving out money yet. Most blood drops. Boars is still number 5, but Renee has moved up. So Sable, you've got some. You're showing in the top 3 now. Sable moved up 4, or see plus. Oh, got a +1 there, so moved up 4 spaces. So there are characters who have 4. You're the only one that has 4 that is living. Renee is the only one who's living that has 4. Ariste had 4 but is dead. Sir Ryder is dead but had 3. There are lots of characters that have 3. So 3 is definitely, the Chosen One has 2 MVP badges. We didn't have any MVPs tonight. So there were no MVPs tonight. So that's still coming. Everybody in the top 25 has 2. There are a lot with 2. Okay, and then best defense. Boars still has the most number of perfect defenses, but Amended Temple Initiate, that's Dave's character, has now appeared at number 3 and has had the longest streak of perfect defenses at 4. Okay, this is a bit more readable now. I like doing the end of the wrap up at the end here. Let's see. Oh, the Reckoning. Tonight's toll, 50 kills. We had 50 kills tonight. 7 fighters fell, or characters fell. It didn't have to be fighters right there. 2 new champions came up into the rankings. So Boss Slayer and Bloodiest Survivor. So these 2 got crowned champions for now in the leaderboard. Fell-Handed Fae. Oh, both of them. Stray's characters. Here were the Fallen for tonight. And then, let's see. Most kills tonight, Fell-Handed Fae, Sunbaked Squire, Provincial Pit Gladiator, Hesitant Squire, Flinching Cultist. Most damage tonight, Amended Temple Initiate, 24. That's not in a single hit, but total damage, 24. Extremely respectable. Fell-Handed Fae, 19. Provincial Pit Gladiator, 19. Sunbaked Squire, 17. Ill-Equipped Bandit, 15. Blow of the night was 16. Amended Temple Initiate hit the Warhammer, hit a white ape with a Warhammer for 16 points of damage. And then we also have some people who are new to the boards in here. Caitlin Cooper hit the top killers and Ill-Equipped Bandit top killers and so forth. Okay. So I like this. I like this new way of doing the leaderboard. Anything else we need to look at before we go? I don't think so. Hey, let's see how many players we have. Before we go, let me go back to the beginning of Zorn's Dungeon. This is on the zornsdungeon.com. I'm going to log out. I'm going to see how many people we have playing the game. Because it tells me on the front of the website on zornsdungeon.com. 87. There are 87 people who have been playing this game. 87 different people have spawned characters in this game. So thank you. We're still getting started here, testing and everything else. So 87 people are playing. We have spawned 743 different characters, and 345 of them are dead. So that's how we're going. Hey, thank you so much for being here tonight. If you know someone who would enjoy this, please let them know. Please let them know. Word of mouth. We're trying to get this channel back going and get this going and having fun every night. I'm planning on being here tomorrow. Share it with your friends. Let people know. Thank you so much for being here. We're still working out some kinks and some janks. I'm going to go right now and rewatch this, and I'm going to start working through any errors that I saw tonight, and there were some. So I'm going to start fixing that, so we won't have them tomorrow night. We're going to keep going. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for playing with me. Good night, everybody. Go forth, be constructive, and be creative. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.